What's going on, guys? Welcome to a special edition of Inside the Hashes. We got the special draft special. I said special 100 times, but I don't care. I'm so happy to be here. I'm here with my guy, Mr. Jacob Keppen. How you doing, Keppen?
I'm doing very good. I'm doing very good. Hey, you guys couldn't hear me, but we said special twice because it's very, very special.
Very, very special.
Exquisitely special here, folks.
Exactly. So that's why it's special. So we're glad to be here today. We here on Thanksgiving weekday. While it's Thanksgiving, you're very thankful. But so before we start, I want to talk about something that we're thankful for in the realm of football. So, Keppen, what are you thankful for right now in football season?
I am very thankful for all these Senior Bowl invites that are coming in. I get I have the alerts on my phone, and it's just like a rush every time. I have to stop everything I'm doing. I feel bad. I'll be in class. We'll be talking. I'm like, hold on, professor. We got a Senior Bowl invite. Should be like, all right, I understand. I understand. Let's hear it. And it's always great. They're doing great things over there.
Definitely. Hey man, I'm thankful for my Michigan football team, man. It's been a long time that I have a Michigan team that I'm happy about and proud of each week. I know we got one loss against Michigan State. We're not gonna talk about that with the refs and all stuff. That's the whole thing. But I'm thankful for my Michigan team. We get to play Ohio State this weekend. No matter what, I'm definitely proud of this team. I will probably be pissed off all Saturday if we lose. Just letting you guys know.
Probably.
I probably will. But either way, because I hate that team. Either way, I'm still will be definitely grateful for my team, and we're definitely playing well. But let's get right into it, man, because we gotta talk some mock draft, and you guys don't see right up there, right? Wait, nope, that right there.
Other way.
Scan right there. So if you are watching live, you can scan right here and to see the full mock draft breakdown. If we are live right now, so if you are watching us live, you can put in your comments and things like that, and we definitely talk about that. So put the comments right in the comment section right below. Make sure you like and subscribe on our YouTube channel. If you want to watch all our other podcasts live, we will have one on Wednesday, and we will have one on Friday, not Thursday like typical because of Thanksgiving. But we hope you guys enjoy this mock draft. So let's get right into it, and we're gonna start with number one. Keppen, you guys already know. Kayvon Thibodeau, number one, going to the Lions. What is your take on him? Why is he number one, and why will it be the Lions grabbing him?
So they very much could look at quarterback here. I mean, in a typical draft, they probably would look at quarterback. Jared Goff's been rough, we'll say. He's been rough this year, but I don't know if there's a quarterback here necessarily that's moving the needle enough for them to take him first overall. They have 2 first-rounders this year. They could possibly take one later. But Kayvon Thibodeau, we've kind of been waiting for him the last 3 years to declare for the draft. He has a ton of hype around him, really athletic, good pass rush moves. He just looks like the next up-and-coming star defensive end.
In the beginning of the season, I mean, we all knew that he was going to be the number one Lions. We all was like, hey, he has to be the number one. We can really depend on. I think that he's the guy.
Yeah, like I said, he's just very talented. Maybe the stats haven't been there as much for him. He hasn't put up the gaudy numbers that other people have. I mean, his freshman year, he still had, I want to say, he had over 10 tackles for loss, but just the potential is there. I mean, I really, really like him.
I agree.
Well, no, I
think you got at number 2. I'm really mad you got number 2 because I wanted him. Team, the Philadelphia Eagles, obviously, and he's a Michigan player, so obviously I would love him to go to the Eagles. But this man is trending up, and I don't blame you for having him number 2. It's my guy, Aiden Hutchinson. Yeah, I mean, this guy is going crazy. He's in Heisman talks right now. Probably not gonna get it because you know how they are with quarterbacks or skill positions. But this man been going crazy. He's not only good at pass rushing, but run stopping as well. This man been on a tear. He's a big part of the reason why Michigan been playing very well. And that duo of edge rushers on that team. Why Houston Texans should take him again, passing up a quarterback.
Pretty much the same reasons as the Lions. Like, they're both in long-term rebuilds. They're just starting really. I don't even know if you can count it as year 1, year 2, whatever. But they're embarking on long-term rebuilds, and pretty much the Texans just need talent anywhere they can get it. It's a very weak roster overall, and they don't really have anyone stand out rushing the passer right now, which is a premium position. Aiden Hutchinson's been going absolutely bananas this year, man. I've written down 11.5 tackles for loss, 9 sacks, 2 forced fumbles. Mind you, he's playing across from a very good player in Ojabo who is drafted later in this draft. But he was a guy that we all hoped would have a senior breakout, and he is. I mean, he just seems like a guy that's locked himself into the top 5 and can be pretty much a franchise-changing edge rusher, on the lines of a Watt or a Bosa here. I really like his game. He's my personal second overall player on my big board, so I think this is a really good pick by the Texans. It might not be the flashiest pick, but he's a guy that opposing teams are going to hate coming up against twice a year.
Oh, yeah. This man, his motor goes crazy. He do not stop. I mean, like, he's going to come after you 100%, 110% every play.
He could do it in every way as a pass rusher, too. Like, it's actually kind of crazy.
And I feel like he will definitely fit in the Eagles scheme.
Pretty scheme versatile, yeah.
And it goes crazy for them, very high. So hopefully they do that and fall down a little bit, but he will not get out the top 5. I'm just saying.
He can't at this point with how good he's been. And he's going to test out of the waters, too, from what I'm hearing. I hear his 3-cone is incredible.
Get them to the Eagles. Maybe the Eagles, by the end of the year, they have a top 3 pick or something. Maybe.
Hey, man, maybe they love him.
The way the Dolphins looking, I mean, the Dolphins turning up a little bit, but
they have draft capital. If they really like him, they can trade out for someone this year.
That is 100% true.
You have 3 first-rounders. You could take 2.
I think we got a total of like 11 picks at this point.
Yeah, exactly. We have multiple picks this year. So,
yeah.
Maybe they like him, or maybe they like this next guy.
Yeah, and this next guy, I got to interview him. He towered over me in high school. I don't have the picture on me right now, so maybe in the next podcast I'll show it again.
It's wacky. It's wacky,
Mister. Yeah, I'm 6 foot. I'm a good kind of stout kind of 6 foot. I'm not small. I play semi-pro football myself, so I'm not the smallest guy. He made me look like a little boy, and I'm at least like 10 years older than this guy. Like, he made me look like a little boy. And that would be Evan Neal going to the Jets at number 3. Why the Jets get going here, and how will that help this line? Because man, they got Becton now. They get Evan Neal. How would this change that culture of their offense?
So Evan Neal, I have written down in my notes 6'7", 360. The dude is absolutely massive. Like I don't think the raw numbers give it enough justice about how big he is. Because pretty much anytime you watch Bama, and this can be said for the past year or 2 now, look at how big Bama is and how big players in the SEC are. He's almost always been the biggest guy on the field. Like, he is absolutely massive. And he moves extremely well, too. He moves like a guy who weighs about 295, weighing at 360. Like, the Jets' offensive line is struggling right now. You need to protect the quarterback. They already have their left tackle in Mekhi Becton, and Mekhi Becton has played very, very well. Evan Neal, definitely, he's had experience all over the line. He's played at guard. He played at right tackle last year, I believe. Yep. played at right tackle. I confirmed last year, and he played very well at right tackle as well last year. So you could put him on the right side. Zach Wilson is going to be bookended by two massive individuals who can both move and who can both move people. It's going to help out their run game. It's going to help him stay protected in and out of the pocket as well. I mean, again, it's not the flashiest pick that they can make, but it's a smart pick to it's going to be a lot of fun for Jets fans watching.
Oh yeah, especially if they, if the Jets really, buy into Zach Wilson. I mean, he
matter who he is
this year, so maybe they're not totally buy in with him, but he is their number 2 pick last year. You want to give him more protection, build more around him because you don't want to give up a player that fast. Also, he's not the worst guy. I mean, a lot of these rookie quarterbacks have been struggling this year anyway. So
they're rookies, and they're young. They're all young rookies too. These aren't guys who are 5th-year seniors. These were all true junior quarterbacks who, and especially in Wilson's case, he only started like 2 years. Yeah. So he only had 1 year of really like excelling in college. And that's the thing about Evan Neal too. Evan Neal's not even close to being a finished product. There's still things he needs to fix in his game, especially his balance. And that's scary because he's been looking like a man amongst boys since he was like 18 at Bama. So he's got extreme upside, and the player that's already there is pretty scary as well. Like the floor is already there with him being so huge. Like he just needs to work on a couple technical things, and I'm sure Becton can help him out with that since they're so similar. I really like Evan Neal. Like that's a scary combo.
That 100%. You could do anything you want with those guys, and I think that would be incredible to do something like that. And you won't have to worry about your tackles for a long time.
No, you don't.
Time. All right, let's go to our next guy. Another guy that we interviewed from Inside the Hatches. Very athletic guy. A lot of people are comparing him to Darren James from the Chargers. Very athletic safety. He's incredible for the Notre Dame Irish.
Irish, baby.
There you go. It will be Mr. Hamilton going to Jacksonville Jaguars. Why would he be to get fit for them? I mean, they're a team that could maybe use a wide receiver.
Maybe
other things on offensive line. Why defensive player right here?
So this is the worst scenario here for Jacksonville, which is still pretty good that you're getting potentially a blue chips defensive player here. But if you're Jacksonville, you have to feel really upset that you're missing out on a player of Neal's caliber who would have slotted right into left tackle here. Yeah. I think Charles Cross would be someone that they could really consider here. But Kyle Hamilton's really hard to turn down. The idea of getting a 6'4", rangy safety who can make tackles, hit people, as well as be a ball hawk. I mean, the dude does everything. He does everything. He has 8 interceptions in 3 years as a starter as a player for Notre Dame. He's just a unicorn out there. For a defense that I feel is struggling to sort of find its identity since the Saxonville days, I feel like Kyle Hamilton is a step in the right direction to just overhauling the defense, getting some talent back on that team, especially in that secondary. And when you have an elite safety, you can kind of build a defense around it. We've seen it with Derwin James in LA. We've seen it with Philly with Malcolm Jenkins. So
Oh man, we lost Keppen. So hopefully he'll get back on. But I will say this: Kyle Hamilton will be the next up and comer defensive player. He's a very athletic. He's gonna really replace what Jalen Ramsey did for the Jacksonville Jaguars, which I still think they shouldn't have got rid of. He's gonna be a very great talent for them. Picking him there, that is best ability, best ability right there. He got to be the pick right there, in my opinion, because if you don't pick him right there, you're missing out on great talent. And Jacksonville Jaguars, like you say, they got the quarterback now. They need somebody on defense that's going to really orchestrate this defense. I know they got Miles Jack. I know they got and there's Keppen back right there. I know they got Miles Jack. I know they got Josh Allen, the pass rusher.
The pass rusher, yeah. They're starting to get some guys.
But if you get another guy, something like this, that be on that defense, this could be a really, really strong defense.
Now you have a playmaker on all three levels of your defense. Now you have your linebacker that can do a lot. You have your edge rusher in Josh Allen, and now you have your secondary backbone in Hamilton. Like I said, I was saying earlier, it really helps to have a safety because it just helps everyone on the field. Before my computer decided to crash there, but
and if you can do something like what the Chargers did, I mean, they got Bolsa now. They got they have the linebacker Kenny Murray.
Yeah, I got Kenny Murray.
Kenneth Murray and Derwin James on the outside. Now they got another safety in Asante Samuel Jr., which looks not safety but corner. He looks really good for rookie. Very good for rookie. You do something like that with the Jacksonville Jaguars, you can start really building on growing a better young team and grabbing somebody like that. But
it's not going to happen in one day, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But let's get to our last guy, our last top 5 guy at least. Going to the Philadelphia Eagles. Keppen, I thank you for picking this pick because I really like this guy, and I think he will pair very, very well with another corner on the Eagles that's playing very, very well. And he can learn from a corner like that that's playing very, very well and might be a Pro Bowl this year. And he can replace him because, Darius Slay's getting a little older at some point. So I give him like 2, maybe 3 more years. He might start thinking about retirement. And that will be Derek Stingley. I mean, the Eagles been crying for a corner for so long. We finally got Darius Slay. He's great and all, but he's getting up there in age very, very fast. We need a young, strong guy that can do a lot of the same similar stuff. And I think Derek Stingley would be a great fit for the Philadelphia Eagles. What's your take on this? Why did you?
Well, I'd like to thank all that praise you just gave because this actually wasn't my pick. This was Matt's here. Matt was while I was working at the Union Stadium, he decided, I'll take the odds. And I was like, all right, cool. It turns out every Eagles pick is the odds. I would have considered another position here, but I really do like Stingley. I mean, he's shown in the past. He just seems so prototypical at corner. He's got the height. He's got the insane athleticism. He's got the ball skills. I think that Eagles really do need to find a second boundary corner because they have their guy in Slay right now. For now, who's playing out of his mind right now. He's playing some of the best football he's ever played right now. Going back to his Detroit days. Avonte Maddox is killing it in the slot right now.
Keep him in the slot. He needs to stay in the slot.
Keep him in the slot, So, and they have some youngsters like McPherson that they just took, who they seem to have some interest in liking to. But that doesn't overrule a guy like McPherson. Stingley's going to be that number 2 right away. He doesn't have to take on the team's number 1. He can learn from Slay, and then eventually he'll take over for Slay. I was big on Philly getting a corner last year. I'm still happy we got Smith, but if you look at it, in the past decade, Philly has had abysmal cornerback play. I remember asking people who some of the best corners were, and I'm pretty sure guys like Nolan Carroll came up.
Oh, my jeez.
Yeah. Nolan Carroll is one of the better versions of a Philly. Like, you have to go back to, like, the one good season Asamoah had and the one good season Cromartie had. And the
Brandon Fletcher had a solid year one year.
And then he completely fell off. So did Kerry Williams. Like, Philly hasn't had a good standout corner since Asante Samuel. We just said it a couple minutes ago. Asante Samuel has a son in the league right now.
That's how long ago it was.
I think about that. Asante Samuel has retired, and his kid has gone through college and gone into the league. That's how long it's been since Philly's had a standout corner.
Stop making me feel old.
These are all guys I grew up watching. We need to get back to the days of having strong secondary play, and him and Slay, because the downfall will come for Slay sooner rather than later. It happens with corners that are man guys, but I mean, hopefully Slay keeps playing like he is now. But you have a guy that can learn from Slay and then take over. I like Stingley here. Like, again, they have 3 picks right now. Philly has 3 picks. One of them has to be a corner. Get positional value out of the window. They need a cornerback because if you've watched them in years past, it just hasn't been good enough. Stop going with the Leotis McKelvins. Stop going with guys like that, the Darbys. Draft the next guy. I like this pick from Matt here. I do like it. I would have possibly went with the next guy we're going to talk about, but definitely where the chips fell.
Well, listen. Again, guys, if you are in the chat room or the live video, we do appreciate you being here. We do have the open chat room, so if you have any question or like that, we will put it on the screen. If you have any draft questions, if you think you're not sure about the draft picks that we did, let us know. Like hey, maybe this person should have been there, or that person, or let us know what you think. We'll talk about it. But let's get to the rest of our top 10, and we're gonna display it right here. We got the New York Giants grabbing George Karlaftis.
That's one of the better pronunciations you've given, by the way.
Really? I appreciate that.
That one wasn't terrible. There you go.
You know how terrible I am. We got the New York Giants getting Andrew Booth Jr. We got the Giants with the 8th pick, so they have 2 picks very close to each other with Keon Green. We got the football team getting Matt Carroll, the quarterback, and we're going to talk about the 2 from the NFC East. We're going to talk about George Karlaftis and Matt Carroll. So let's
shout out to the Dolphins there too.
Shout out to the
Charles
Dolphins.
Cross. That was a good pick. That was my pick there. He's a baller, guys. You should check him out.
Definitely.
So all right, let's get on to the guys.
Definitely. Let's talk about the first one right there, and that will be George Karlaftis. Boilermaker. What is your take on that guy right there? Because I really do like him. I think he's gonna be an incredible player. If you guys haven't looked at it, look at the breakdown right there. Keppen said exactly what I was thinking, and at the bottom half of that paragraph reminds me of Ryan Kerrigan. I know he's from Purdue. They both from Purdue, but it reminds me of Kerrigan. The good days of Kerrigan.
Oh yeah, not the Kerrigan.
I forgot it's on the Eagles right now. I don't even know who that imposter is. I don't even know who that is.
Rough, man. He's still searching for a tackle right now.
But how do he fit in with the New York Giants? It just got Azeez Ojulari. Thank you. And he's been balling out this year. How would pairing a guy like him on the opposite side help the Giants?
Well, quite simply, the Giants still struggle to get to the passer right now. They are really struggling to get any sort of pass rush. Ojulari has shown some really good things this year. It's kind of why I like the Ojulari pick, because they didn't really have anything last year. Like, I'm pretty sure they had Jabal Sheard going out there last year. Like they were struggling. Right now they're opposite guy of Ojulari, because Ojulari's not even starting yet. He will eventually, but right now they have guys like Lorenzo Carter and the one dude whose name I'm not even going to pronounce, but I'm not even going to try to pronounce. But I'm pretty sure he was from Old Dominion. He was the edge rusher from Old Dominion. It starts with an X. Not even going to try to pronounce that.
Azemian.
Azemians or whatever. However you say it. They're all fine players, but they need another standout guy. I mean, we saw it last night. They didn't get anything on Brady at all. Karlaftis is better than his numbers indicate. I mean, if you want to see how good his numbers can be, look back to his freshman year. His freshman year was one of the freakiest seasons I've seen. He had 17 tackles for loss and 7.5 sacks. He lost most of last year. He's still doing pretty well this year, but Purdue doesn't really have another standout guy. He's getting doubled and triple teamed. He's got a wide variety of pass rush moves. He can beat you with power. He can beat you with speed. And he's just a pretty complete pass rush. And the Giants need to get a pass rusher opposite of Ojulari. If they really want to continue on their identity of being a strong defensive team, they got to be able to rush the passer more. Like, I like their tackles. I like Williams, but they need that guy off the edge.
Yeah, he'll be a great fit for them. Maybe he seems like a player the Eagles would like, though, to be honest.
Oh, he does. I
think that's who you were alluding to earlier.
I would have 100% taken him with the Eagles over Stingley because this cornerback class is very good. And if we can get guys like Sauce Gardner and Elam and like McDuffie and McCree, like there are good guys that we have another good cornerback class this year, but it's also a really good edge rusher class too. So
I agree. So I think it was
we got none of them.
One of those picks would have been good.
We got none of the edge rushers. Thanks, Matt. I hope you're watching this. You gave us no edge rushers. Don't even try considering the one doing edge rusher. But that's fine. That's fine.
Hey, I try. I mean, listen, if you're not gonna get Aiden Hutchinson, George Karlaftis.
There you go.
Great fit for us. I think he would be good, but I don't think I can pass up on Stingley, a guy that's been very talented since he got to LSU. He's been talented before he got to LSU. I've been following the guy for years since he's been in high school. I tried to get an interview with him. Couldn't get it.
We still can. Hey, hit us up if you're watching right now, Derek Stingley.
There you go.
Up on Twitter, man.
That's up. Inside the hashes. Let's get that interview, man. Let's get that interview. All right, let's talk about the next guy from the Washington football team. Matt Corral, the first quarterback off the board. So what makes you think that Washington would get that quarterback now? I mean, I feel like they like the quarterback they got right now, and I forgot his name.
Exactly. Exactly. That's why. I mean, Heineke shows some all right things, but like, nothing about.
Okay. He's suitable to fill in for what they're trying to do right now.
Yeah, he's the same reason they got Fitzpatrick. They're just stopgap him right now. And if they ever truly want to do something with their team that has talent on it, they need to try getting a quarterback. And right now is kind of the time they have to try it. Like, because their division's not getting any easier. The Cowboys look like they're here to stay. The Eagles are looking like they're starting to figure some things out. So really, I feel like we've seen the football team without an identity for the past 2-3 years, figuratively on the field and off the field with the franchise and the players. It just feels like their offense has not had any sort of identity there, and they really just need to pick their quarterback and figure it out from there. You know, maybe this isn't the year they should do it. I don't know, but they need to. They really do just need to pick a guy and go. Like, they need to stop doing the stopgap stuff because all that does is prolong and waste careers. They got to stop wasting Terry McLaurin's career. Stop it.
No, and I agree. I think that's a great idea. And Matt Corral, I think he's a good quarterback. But this wasn't your pick. This was Matt's pick. So I want to know.
It was.
Was there a better fit for quarterback for you? For the Washington football team, and this being the number one guy off the board, this will be the number one guy off the board. Who would you pick?
Probably. So what's interesting about this quarterback class is that I think all 32 teams might have their own, and there's going to be no consensus at quarterback for quarterback one. I think Matt Corral's looking like he's going to be my QB1 this year, but I don't know if he's the most pro-ready guy on this list. I wonder if it sounds crazy if I said this last year, this would have been insane. Maybe they look at Kenny Pickett here because I feel like Pickett's got the experience to come kind of step in, but he doesn't really have the upside that Corral does, you know. Corral's probably the guy I go with here. He feels like the balance between the safe and Pickett and the extreme upside in like a Willis or a Desmond Ridder. Like he seems like more in the middle. So he's my quarterback one. This is probably who I would go with. Because if not, the Giants are, you have to be very happy that the Giants didn't take him and you take him here so that some other team like a Pittsburgh doesn't take him. You don't want a team like that getting him.
Yeah, I agree. And I really don't see the Giants like moving away from Daniel Jones right now.
They probably should, but I don't see them
doing it.
They
probably should, yes. But I think they liked his athletic ability. I think they like his arm. I think they feel like they can, if they get good enough quarterback, if they get enough a better quarterback coach for him, or a better offensive scheme or whatever. Or maybe they even banking on Saquon Barkley. Let's get him back on track. He's been
let's get the line better and stuff like that. It's everything around him. And that's the hard thing. It is very hard to move on a guy that you took in the top 5. Yeah. It's not like moving on from a second round pick,
Yeah, especially when he's teetering in that like very good talent wise. Where it's more his decision making.
If you could just cut out the decision making, man. It's the thing.
And the turnovers.
He'll look good. He'll look good, and he'll fool you. You go, hey, maybe he's starting to put it together, and then he'll fumble it, or he'll hold the ball on too long, or he'll make a bad decision. 100%. He's like the poor version of Jameis Winston almost in that regard.
Oh wow, yeah. I think he's more talented than Jameis Winston.
I don't know. We have different viewpoints on Winston. I do like Winston.
I like Winston too. Don't get me wrong, but I think I just feel like Jones is a little bit more talented. He just can't put it together for whatever reason. But
it's the mental side of the game.
We could argue about that all day. Let's get to our next 4 picks, and that'll be 16-20. So it'll be the Cleveland Browns getting Garrett Wilson, wide receiver from Ohio State. The Bengals getting Nicholas Pennett Ferret. I think I said his name right.
There you go. That's a good 80% there.
Okay. All right. Cool. That's from Ohio State. So 2 Ohio State guys going back to back. We got Khalil Elam from Florida, the Florida Gators. We got our 2 guys that we're going to talk about right here. That's going to be Trevor Pinion from North Iowa. And the Los Angeles Chargers getting Jordan Davis. So let's talk about those guys right now, and starting off with the guy from the wait. Oh, did I miss? Do I not have him? Oh wait, I didn't. I definitely skipped something.
You skipped over. Over the last part there. There you go. There you go. Whoa. Erase that from your mind. That from your mind. You didn't see that, guys.
You didn't see that. All right, we're going to start over.
Yeah.
The Eagles, right? Number 11. I'm sorry. Wrong graphic. Graphics got all twisted up. Got me all confused. All right. So you got a little sneak peek on the other one. Anyway. So number 11, we got the Eagles getting the Marvin is getting Elam. Okay. Iwanyu.
Ikwanu.
Okay. We got the Vikings getting Ahmad Gardner. We got the
sauce.
Broncos getting David Ojabo from my Michigan Wolverines.
Good pick by me.
The Eagles with their 3rd first round pick getting Taylor Linderbaum. All right, now that I botched that first part of this, let's get to the right stuff right here, guys. I want to talk about the Eagles pick. We got to talk about the Eagles. We are both Eagles fans, if you didn't know. All right, let's talk about DeMarvin Leal right here going to the Eagles. All right, this one is a little hard for me because I get it. Fletcher Cox getting older. There's a possible chance you can trade him. Blah, blah, right? But man, they got 3 tackles. The 3 D tackles that they really like, and 2 are playing very well. Well, one is not playing to his standards as far as money wise. Right now, we'll see. He's getting a little bit better. We got Fletcher Cox. We got what's our D tackle name? Oh,
Javon Hargrave.
Hargrave, and then we got the man from last year from Louisiana Tech.
Milton Williams.
Milton Williams, who they really like. They put him at defensive end sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So why is this the pick for you? I think you were the one to pick this.
No, this was another Matt pick here.
Okay, this is definitely
another Matt pick here.
How can you justify this for Matt though?
How can I justify it? It's you are going to need a Fletcher Cox replacement. DeMarvin Leal is very good. I don't think we've seen the best of DeMarvin Leal yet because I think he plays a lot of edge rusher there for Texas A&M, and if he were to move inside, I think it'd be even better. You're going to need a Fletcher Cox replacement. Javon Hargrave, I believe, is also like 29, 30-ish right now. And I believe he only has like another 2-ish years left on his deal.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Milton Williams is a guy that can play in and out. You know who else can play in and out? DeMarvin Leal. So now you have an ultra versatile defensive line of guys that can move all around next to Hargrave. I really do like Leal. This seems like a very Eagles pick to make right here. Like, this seems like a very Eagles pick to make right here. And he's probably better than the next edge rusher here. I would probably take an edge rusher here. I sniped. He wanted me to mention this. I did snipe his pick for 15. He took Linderbaum. He wanted Ojabo. I gave Ojabo to Broncos. Ojabo could possibly go here at 11, which is another crazy thing. Imagine saying that before the season. Imagine saying Ojabo, who played one game of collegiate football, was going to go 11th. But hey, I like Leal. This just seems like a very – any Eagles fan right now, if we did this, they would go, that makes sense.
Leal's a very, very, very talented defensive tackle. I definitely think this is like you say, a very Eagle pick.
How he picked thoroughly.
And it will be a great pick. I would just want to get a pure edge rusher first.
I agree.
I would definitely want to get a Ojabo. I mean, I'm not just saying that because I'm a Michigan fan. You already know I'm a Michigan fan. If I was going to say that, I was going to talk about, my man Hutchinson. But he's the next best edge rusher in Ojabo. I think that he will be a better fit right there just because we need edge rusher. I mean, we're not keeping Barnett.
Not keeping Barnett. Please, no. Please don't keep him. I don't imagine Graham will be back either.
Yeah, and Sweat's a good pass rusher, but I don't think he's your number one type of pass rusher. You need a guy to kind of
complement him. Would be very dangerous off the edge with their speed. Yes. Especially, imagine if we – and I will say this, Leal's no slouch when it comes to athleticism either. I mean, Leal played Evan Neal probably the best out of any defensive lineman in the past 2 years. He's played him very well twice now. So I like DeMarvin Leal, and he can play in and out the same way Milton can. So you have a very, very dangerous defensive line, which Philly loves. Philly loves good defensive line play.
I agree. All right, let's get to our next guy, and that will be Ahmad Gardner from Cincinnati, the red hot Cincinnati. Really good player. I think he's going to be good, but man, Vikings fans must be pulling their hair. Another cornerback, very high. They have to be just getting nervous because they've been shooting and missing. Why do you think they should shoot again at a corner? And this was actually your pick.
Yeah, this
is Matt again. I'm sorry. This is Matt
again. This is Matt again. I had all the I'm pretty sure he sniped I wanted Ahmad later, but right now I'm looking at their R-lads right now. Their corners for the Vikings are Patrick Peterson, Bashaud Breeland, Mackenzie Alexander, you remember him? And Cam Dantzler. Maybe Cam Dantzler has some potential, but I've also heard he wants out. But I also heard
he just got there.
I heard there's problems with him and Zimmer, but Zimmer always has problems with players. But
Zimmer loves his corners, man. He loves his corners.
Dude, please tell me that as a Vikings fan, you want to see Patrick Peterson and Bashaud Breeland as your starting corners again next year. No. Like I said, just because you've missed in the past doesn't mean you gotta stop going for it. It's like Philly. just because you missed horrifically on Arcega-Whiteside and Rager doesn't mean you don't get the obvious guy in Devontae. Sauce Gardner's been one of the best corners in college for the past 2 years. Guys don't score on him, and it's simply because teams don't target the other side. Teams don't target his side of the field when they play Cincy. When teams play Cincy, they have to cut their field off to one half of the field because he just absolutely locks down his side. He's just again, I don't even know if he's let up a single touchdown yet this year. And it's almost the Asamoah thing where teams just don't throw at him.
Yeah, I mean, and that could be another reason why the Cincinnati defense has been playing so well as well.
Oh, yeah.
Teams don't want to throw on his side. I mean, if you had a corner that been playing that well as well, why would you target him all the time, you know? So I understand it. And I just want to put that out there. Just wondering. All right, let's try this. Let's try this again.
Let's do it again. Oh, wrong one.
All right, there we go.
There we go.
All right, so again, Cleveland Browns getting Garrett Wilson. The Bengals getting Nicholas Pierre-Ferret.
There we go.
We got the Raiders getting Elam. Sorry. We got the Panthers getting Trevor Penning, and the Los Angeles Chargers getting Jordan Davis. I know my Georgia fans love that Jordan Davis is going to the NFL because they love that man down here. But we're going to talk about the latter guy. Let's talk about Mr. Penning right here. Another Northern Iowa guy going to the NFL as another 6'8" lineman.
It's massive.
To the NFL. The one before inside the hatch's very own Spencer Brown going to the Buffalo Bills. Been playing very well for them, starting for them as well. Why should Penning be this high in the draft? One, going to such a smaller school and playing for the Panthers, and how will he fit for the Panthers?
So this one wasn't my pick. I'm gonna start off with the Panthers need a left tackle. Panthers have needed a left tackle pretty much the past 5 years now. I mean, they swung and missed mightily on Greg Little. He's already gone. They need a left tackle of the future. They really I'm trying to think if Slater was before or after their pick last year when they took Horn, because that was a player they probably should have really. Yeah, they passed on Slater last year, which I like J.C. Horn, but there's an argument that
Slater is beasting right
now. There's an argument Slater's been the best rookie this year, but they need a left tackle. I see what everyone likes about Penning. He's massive. He's pretty smooth in the pass game, and against FCS competition, he's finished a lot. He finishes guys a lot. There's just a couple. I wouldn't have him this high personally. Right now, he's got about a day 2-ish grade for me. I'd look more for UCLA's tackle, Sean Ryan here. But again, it's tough because Pettit Freer would probably be the ideal guy to go here. But I don't know. I'd rather Ryan here, but I have no problem with them going for the tackle here. I mean, that's the thing. Even if you view him as a second-round guy, where you are at 19, he might not be there next round. So I have no problem reaching for a guy that you think is your guy because you're not sure he's going to be there next round. So I have no problems with this pick. It's just not my favorite in this draft. My favorite in this draft.
I agree.
But he's a good player, though, and he's got a lot of upside. And he's probably going to look good down in Mobile, too. He probably
that's what I was about to say. He's going to follow the steps of Spencer Brown going to Mobile. We're going to see him with the inside the hashes because we will be in Mobile like we do every year. So make sure you check that out.
We'll be down there, too. Like I said, Spencer Brown's looked good this year, too, my bad.
Spencer Brown is a beast, definitely. And he's huge
and there was questions about his game as well. So I don't know. They're not exactly the same player, but it'll be interesting. I'm not writing this one off yet.
Yeah.
Ask me about him going 19 after the Senior Bowl.
Yeah.
Let me see him again. Let me see him against more than just one FBS team in Iowa State. Like, let me see him against better competition.
I 100% agree. Let's get to our next guy. And again, my Georgia guys, love this man, Mr. Jordan Davis. I feel like that's the only defensive player to ever talk about down here. Listen, this man is very massive. We talk about massive guys. This guy is a huge. Tackle. This is actually your pick that you gave LA Chargers. So why is he the best fit for them?
This is my favorite pick in the draft, I think. I think it's got to be one of my favorite picks in the draft. I follow a lot of people that are Chargers fans. Like, there are a lot of good folks out there, a lot of good folks with like guilty as charged and stuff like that, and they all of them tell me about the problems they have on their defensive tackle. All of them tell me about how they struggle to stop the run. They don't get pressure up the middle. You know, Jerry Tillery has been rough for them this year, very rough. Linval Joseph's getting up there in age. You can't expect Linval Joseph to be the guy going forever. Jordan Davis is a guy who isn't going to be for everyone. He's not going to be for every team. He's never going to be a sack guy. He's never going to be a pressure guy.
Yeah.
You know, he's probably, if he gets
a massive body in
the middle. He gets above 3 sacks in a year, 2 to 3 sacks, it's a career year for him. And everything went right and the quarterback just ran into him. But when it comes to what he's good at, he might be better than anyone else in this draft. When it comes to just not being moved, holding your ground, getting defenders off of you, and making plays in the run game, he is the best in the class at doing just that. You can't move him. One of my favorite battles last year was them against Alabama, and you would frequently see combo blocks with Landon Dickerson and Deontay Brown, and a win for them is if they moved him from here to here. Like, he is just an absolutely massive human being. He's like 6'4", 340, I want to say he's listed at. He's gonna be a fun one to watch during the weigh-ins because he's just an absolutely massive person. Again, he might not be a 3-down player, but the Chargers need a guy that can just run, defend, and help unlock guys, their edge rushers, and he'd be perfect for them. There's so many teams that really want this guy. I don't know where he goes in the draft because of his play style, but this is perfect placement for him.
Yeah, and like we was talking about all the talent that these Chargers have on their defense. I mean, allowing Kenneth Murray to, I believe he's still injured, but next year, allowing him to have clean holes to fill up the holes in that running game, that would be perfect.
Oh, that's the thing. He just absorbs double teams and opens up gaps for your. He's not a guy that you draft for him to put up stats. You draft or to just help out. You draft him to help out your edge rushers. You draft him to help out your safety and James. You draft him to help out your linebackers. You draft him, and it doesn't just improve your defensive tackle position. It improves almost every other position on your defense. You improve 10 other guys with him.
Yes. So my Georgia fans, my Georgia friends down here, if y'all listening, you got a good one down there, and I know y'all looking for that championship. I hear it. I just hear it outside my window right now. They're just chanting for those Georgia guys. So we'll see how they do it the rest of the season because they haven't had a lot of huge games. You know they're about to play Miami. You know they're about to play Bama. So we're gonna see how he does on Bama. I'll definitely be checking him out doing that. Let's get to our next couple of picks right here. And I did it correctly this time, thank God.
Yeah, there we go.
Let's go. All right, we got the Saints getting Malik Willis, so we're going to talk about that. We got the Patriots getting Trent McDuffie. We got the Chiefs getting Chris Olave, so we're going to talk about that. We got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers getting Darian Kendrick from Georgia, and then we got the Pittsburgh Steelers getting Kenny Pickett, the quarterback from Pittsburgh. So let's talk about those two players that we just mentioned. The Saints going quarterback right here, getting Malik Willis. That was another Matt pick.
That was another Matt pick. All right, I want you guys to see this. I want you to look at that draft order. I was evens. None of the quarterbacks went in the evens.
Coincidence?
Coincidence, yeah. I didn't like him as high as he went. I would be. I don't like the idea of how many quarterbacks we got going in this draft, but it's a quarterback-hungry league. Teams need quarterbacks, and the Saints need a quarterback.
Yeah.
Jameis just got hurt again, which stinks. Right now they have. You might be saying, "Oh, but Taysom Hill, they're not playing."
He just got re-signed, but he's not going to be he's not playing as a quarterback. I don't think.
Which is insane to me. That is one of the most head-scratching contracts I've ever seen in my life. But right now they got Trevor Siemian playing football. It's rough. They're another team that I said this before. I said this before with the football team. They need to find their guy and go with it. Even if it's not the guy that works out, they need to stop doing the stopgap thing, find a guy, and see what happens the next 4 or 5 years. Because at worst, you go into another rebuild. At worst, you go into another rebuild. If you don't look for a quarterback here, what's going to happen is you're just going to be mediocre for the next couple of years until all your guys want out, until Kamara's done and all that. So either way, you're probably going for a rebuild. You might as well try to find the quarterback of the future and swing for the fences here. That's exactly what Malik Willis is, the swing for the fences. He's got a lot of development and learning he has to do, but arm talent's there, running ability's there. He's a guy I'm looking forward to if he does go down to Mobile. I don't know if he will or not, but he's a guy I'd be interested as a senior player. Playing with better help around him, and in a way that he can show off his assets. Because, again, he's got a very good arm on him. It's just the Liberty system doesn't do him any favors.
Yeah.
Where it's very college, RPO, option, read and run type of things,
Yeah.
Maybe he can do more than that.
And that's the thing where I'm not sure if this is the best pick for New Orleans because, they just came off of a guy and Drew Brees who was nothing like this. I mean, I think they like the thought of having somebody like that, and I think that's why they re-signed a what's his name?
Hill.
Gosh, Hill.
Yeah.
Taysom Hill. So yeah, I like that. I think they like the thought of having more of a gadget player like Hill, but to have another player that's a almost run first kind of quarterback, like sort of like a Lamar Jackson. I don't think that's what they want. I think they want a guy that's going to be a little bit smart in his play, a little bit quick, getting the ball out of his hands like they used to in Drew Brees. I don't think that will be the case for Malik Hillis. I mean, if they just sign Hill, I think Hillis wouldn't be the type of guy they want, on the same field. I mean, I could be wrong.
You have two gadget guys out there.
Maybe do a lot of great things. I think I get where Matt's thinking about is,
swing for the fences here. Yeah.
Hillis, Kamara and Hill. I think like having all three of them on the field at the same time would be insane. That would be crazy. But I just don't think Peyton. I don't think he wants to have that much gadget into what he has.
I mean, think about it. Taysom Hill's not even playing quarterback right now.
Yeah.
They went with a guy like Trevor Siemian, and they went with Jameis too. And Jameis is a guy that unfortunately has been labeled with stereotypes by people who don't actually watch him play.
Yeah,
Jameis operates he's not a scrambler. He plays from the pocket and he's got a good arm. I think that's what Peyton wants. I think Peyton would maybe more look towards Kenny Pickett in this sort of situation.
I agree.
Or maybe he looks for like a Carson Strong in this situation. A guy that can be smart and leave the gadgety type stuff, leave the skill position stuff to the skill position guys, But I don't know. I don't dislike the pick. I understand. I will never dislike swinging for your quarterback. Never.
I agree.
It's better than not going for your quarterback.
I agree. All right, let's get to the next guy. Mr. Matt, I just want to tell you we're not picking on you. I promise we're not picking on you. Just some picks that stood out to me or us.
I had some, yeah. I had some.
Chris Olave going to the Chiefs. Now
this is a good one. It's a real good one. I like this one. I like this pick.
I do. But
I love this pick.
For them to get another weapon where they have a lot of weapons already, and to have their defense probably should have some backup on their team to help them out, especially on that edge rushing. Another guy that's next, we'll talk about it maybe. But I think that them going with Olave here is kind of a luxury. They could just go defense and help their defense out. What's your take on that, though?
I love this pick. I absolutely love this pick. This is probably the pick I would have made here if I were them or some other type of receiver, because I get that idea. The problem is right now the Chiefs they're a 2-man team right now, 3-man including the quarterback. Pretty much it's just Kelsey and it's just Hill right now. And in the league, you can't just have 2 receiving weapons. The way the league's getting now, the elite teams all have multiple receiving weapons. And the wide receiver 2 spot's been a real struggle for them the past couple of years. It seems like since Sammy Watkins has left, they've really, and Sammy Watkins isn't anything special or anything like that, but they don't have a reliable number 2 guy. Hardman's fine as a speedster, but he's not really the consistent guy they need. Chris Olave is probably never going to be I wouldn't say that. He could be. Chris Olave might not be the dominant number 1 type. He might be the more skill and finesse number 1 type, but ideally you want him as like your consistent guy. He doesn't have to be the biggest play guy. You don't have to force feed him targets, but he's going to run routes. He's going to get open. He's going to catch passes. He's going to work so well off of the speed of Hill and the gravity that Kelsey brings over the middle. I really like Chris Olave. He's probably still my wide receiver 2 this year, maybe 3 or 4. I don't know. Wide receiver gets very shaky not shaky, but close after Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is a great situation for Olave, though. I think their wide receiver 2 hole is as big as most of their other weaknesses on the roster, besides safety, because they got someone out there who's not a NFL player anymore. But, I think they can figure that stuff out. But
trying to figure out what you mean by that.
Sorensen didn't used to be bad.
Sorensen. I forgot.
I meant Sorensen, yeah.
They have Thornhill, though. They got Thornhill,
but
he's injured, ain't he?
Yeah, but the thing is, teams are finding where Sorensen is on the field and just targeting him. But if you noticed it, the Chiefs' defense looked a lot better this week. Why? Because Chris Jones isn't an edge rusher anymore. They put him back at defensive tackle, and wow, he's amazing. Isn't it something that someone who's more athletic than guards does best when he's not going up against more athletic tackles and is getting pressure up inside, which is more disruptive than the outside? Isn't it something? So I don't know if the defense is that big of a deal. I just really think they've needed a wide receiver 2 for a while. And Kelsey's starting to show some signs of age as well. He does have the most drops in his career so far. I personally like this pick. See, Matt, it's a good thing we talked about this one because we are deferring a little bit on this one. I like Olave a lot.
It's not that I don't like the pick. I think there's another receiver they could have picked if they were to also.
Who do you? Oh, are we talking? Is it the dude we're talking about? Oh, we're definitely going to talk about him for a reason.
We're definitely going to talk about him. I think he might be the best receiver.
I don't know, because I understand that, but I think that Olave is more what they need. They have their speedsters.
Yeah.
They need a dude who runs routes, gets open, and catches the ball. Chris Olave might not have a defining trait. Besides, I think his defining trait is just being a
route
good
running.
football
He's
player.
a really good route runner.
He's a good route runner, but the defining trait for Chris Olave, in my opinion, is just being a good football player. It's the same one Rashad Bateman had. It's the same one that Justin Jefferson had. Guys who might not be the 4.3 guys. They might not be 6'3", might not be whatever. They're just very good football players. And if you look at most of the top receivers in the league, Hopkins, Adams, they're not necessarily the height, weight, speed guys, but they're just all very good football players that win on technique and smarts and IQ. I love Olave, man.
All right. Well, it might just be my bias and being.
Oh yeah, you're in Ohio State. Yeah, but I like Penn State. Gotta overcome that bias there, man.
A little bit. But let's get to our next picks, and we're gonna talk about the final picks of this draft. We got the Ravens. What happened?
2 of them aren't on there.
Who's that? What's that? We got it.
Oh, okay, all right. I got it.
Hey, I'm the host. We got
my bad.
All right. Ravens got Damian Kennard from
great pick by me.
All right, calm down.
I say it for every pick.
We got Traylon Burks, wide receiver, going to the Lions. They definitely need a wide receiver. We got Drake Jackson, the edge rusher, going to the Cowboys. Sorry. We got the Bills selecting Roger McCravey, Jr. from the Auburn. We got the Cardinals getting my guy, the guy I really like, Daxton Hill. It's my guy right there. And the last
Wolverines there.
Wolverines, baby. And we got the Texans getting Jamison Williams. A lot of people think he might be the best receiver in this draft. I don't think so. But the guy I think is the best receiver going to the Packers. It's Jahan Dotson. And I get what you said about, the speed, and he's more of a speedster kind of guy, and I get that. But in my opinion, I think he's the best receiver.
I think Jahan Dotson might be my number 3, so I really do like Jahan Dotson.
I agree. But let's talk about the two picks that we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
Cowboys getting the edge rusher. You picked this pick.
I did.
Why give the Cowboys this guy?
Well, he was there too long. I remember I was texting Matt during the draft. I'm noticing, Drake Jackson's sliding. Drake Jackson's a dude who could be picked in the top 15. I mean, we're talking about a speedster off the edge, very athletic, has been productive. We're talking about a dude who could go in the top 15 here. I maybe would take this pick back, maybe, but just the idea that you could have coming off the edge the speed of Micah Parsons, the speed of Drake Jackson, it just seems like a winning combo. I get Lawrence is still there, but you can rotate guys in and out. I don't want to say I regret this pick, but seeing how on Sunday they're basically just using Parsons as an edge rusher now makes me think maybe this wasn't the pick to make. But it's a little hard to pass up Jackson here.
I give you that.
That's the hard part. He's just
one thing I'll say: Jackson's not going 28. He's not. He's going.
No, he's not going this. But it reminds me of when me and Ben last year we were doing a mock, and I was like, listen, man, we're like pick 15, and Kyle Pitts is still here. What is he doing here, man? I understand we like the corners and the receivers, but look at that, he went top 5, so he won't go this long.
Exactly.
It's the mock draft. What do you?
Hey, we're just mocking, guys. But I will say this: I've been watching other mock drafts, and I don't like the Cowboys getting Daxton Hill. So I thank you for not getting Daxton Hill.
I hate to say it, but that's the pick I would have made now that I think about it.
I know.
You know what, guys? Just swap Hill and Jackson here.
I would hate
because that's a big
the Cowboys grab another Wolverine and put them on their roster. Please stop because y'all keep picking our guys one, and they don't do well on the Cowboys. Taco, Hill, they're not good.
Taco shouldn't have picked that high anyway.
Yeah, no, I agree. But still,
that was the thing. They put him in such a bad situation, taking him that high.
I agree. I didn't like the pick. I was so mad. But I do think if he does happen to slide like this, that'll be an incredible pick. I would blow up in my mouth.
But this always happens with Dallas.
Because it always happens with Cowboys. Cowboys always get somebody that falls in the draft every time, and it just be good. And I hate it. It's so annoying. So, as much as I would hate to see it, I don't think he's going to be there. But if it does happen, it'll be a great pick for them. Yeah. All right, let's get to our last pick right now. The Green Bay Packers getting the Jahan Dotson, wide receiver from Cincinnati State. I think he's the best receiver right now. I just think he's red hot. He's very good. Considering the ball is being thrown by a quarterback that I do not like, Cliff. I don't like him. I don't think he's a good quarterback. He needs a good quarterback. Yes. But no Aaron Rodgers. We already know that. They might not have the wide receiver and Davante Adams. Do you think this shouldn't be the pick here? Do you think they should go somewhere else?
All right,
you made the pick.
Let me defend my logic here. All right. So, what pick are the Packers picking here? Let me ask you that. What pick is
32? That? It's a luxury pick.
Is 32 the last pick in the first round?
Yes, sir.
What does picking 32 mean? What does that signify?
Super Bowl.
I picked this with the idea winning heals all wounds. If the Packers were to win a Super Bowl, I truly believe they could possibly get Aaron Rodgers back. I truly believe that. You know how hard it is.
I agree with you.
You know how hard it is for someone to say, I just won a Super Bowl. I'm out of here because the roster is not good enough that we just won a Super Bowl with. Again, winning heals everything. So, with that in mind, on the off chance that Aaron Rodgers is still there, he's still there.
This would be an incredible pick. And this would be a pick. This would be a pick that be like, Aaron Rodgers, I am sorry. Here's your other receiver.
I still do think that Davante Adams might leave even if they win. Because Davante Adams' thing isn't about winning as much. Davante Adams wants to get paid. He does. Like, that's kind of the consensus going around him. If he leaves, you have a potential dynamic guy in Dotson. Because he's an absolute speedster, runs really good routes, plays bigger than he is. He's a 5'11" guy that'll go up and get it. If he stays, my word, you have an incredible number 2 who works very well with Adams being a possession guy. So that's my idea around this. Also, might I add, Jahan Dotson, newest acceptee of the Senior Bowl.
That happened today.
News, that just happened right now.
Let's go. We are breaking news.
That is an absolute. I was trying not to spoil it, but about 15 minutes ago, Jahan Dotson is heading to the Senior Bowl. Great get for them. I love it. I had the same opinions about KJ Hamler a couple years ago, but just not as much because I liked Hamler a lot. Speedy guy.
The thing about Hamler, his hands was inconsistent.
His hands were very inconsistent. Jahan Dotson catches the football. That's the thing. He might not be as fast as Hamler because I seriously do think Hamler had 4.2 speed. So, all right, what? Jahan Dotson's like a 4.3 guy who has better route running and catches the ball. Again, he kind of reminds me almost of like a Brandon Cooks almost. And Brandon Cooks has been a consistent, steady 1,000-yard guy. Very good 1,000-yard guy.
I can't pinpoint what's going on with that guy, though. He got the potential to be a better receiver, but for some reason, he's not.
Oh, because he's good. Think of who's throwing to him right now. Yeah, You gotta think about that. But you know what I mean? I seriously think if Jahan Dotson was playing for Georgia, if he was playing for Bama, if he was playing I don't want to say Ohio State because Ohio State has too many receivers. But if you substituted Jahan Dotson for a receiver for Bama, a receiver for Ohio State, or any of these big teams, we would go, wow, this guy is incredible. I felt the same way about Hamler. If you got him on a bigger stage with an actual quarterback, that's my biggest thing. If you look at Clifford's stats, they look pretty good. And it's pretty much just because of Jahan Dotson. It's pretty much just because of Jahan Dotson. He's an absolute baller, and I love him here. I'll be honest, if he were to fall in the second round, certain Philly teams should look at him. I'm not no bias, but him and Devontae, man, that'd be electric. Either way, he's an electric guy.
I'm not going to think like that. I'm not going to do it.
I love his game, man. I've been on him. I've been on him since last year, and you better believe he's going to absolutely take over the Senior Bowl. He is going to be uncoverable there with his speed and route running. He's already uncoverable now. The best defenses in the country in the Big Ten cannot contain him. They can't. He is amazing, man. I love his game.
Well, if you guys enjoy the Senior Bowl, again, Inside the Hatches will be there. So we thank you guys for checking us out, but we will be at the Senior Bowl. We got that breaking news. I'm super excited now. This makes me even happier because I know it's going to have some great players there. I know as soon as the season's over, we're going to have even more players just rolling in. Bigger names are going to be coming throughout the offseason and stuff like that. We're getting smaller names now. The hot sauce.
We've gotten some really good ones.
Literally, it's the biggest name right now. So that's some breaking news. So Jacob, thank you for that breaking news right there. I do appreciate you. And this man, like he said, he knows. He got that. He got the notifications. He knows when somebody gets accepted. So go follow him on Twitter. Jacob, tell him your Twitter handle.
All right, so it's you're gonna search up Inside the Draft. It's at Jacob, spelled like Jacob, and Keppen, Keppen, at Jacob Keppen. Inside the Draft. I'm a volume tweeter. I'm the Carmelo Anthony of the Twitter game. They might not always be good shots, but I'm getting them up there.
Go follow this man. Go follow this man. He got some great stuff. He got some good insight. And if you love the draft, and the draft is about to come up soon, draft season's brewing up. You already see us have this special for the mock draft. So if you like the draft and you like mock drafts and you like all this, stay tuned to Inside the Hashes and make sure you go check us out on our website, InsideTheHashes.com, where you can find all our content. We have gaming, we got interviews. A lot of players that we talk about today, we interviewed some of these guys already, as we talked about. Some guys gonna be in top 5. We interviewed them, so go check that out at InsideTheHashes.com. Also, make sure you go like and subscribe and hit that notification button for us, because we have a lot of podcasts just like this one with a lot of great guys that talk about great football content. We got college football, we got NFL football. We definitely have one, and we got our first comment late. Hey, Chuck.
Hey, what are you doing? Come on, Chuck. Too late for so much.
Better late than never. Chuck, if you want to watch the rest of this, you can find it on our YouTube channel. So that's why it's great to go check that out on Inside the Hashes at YouTube, because when you do that, you can find a lot of great stuff right there. You can go on the replay on this, listen to some of the players that we talked about, some of the mock drafts we there. If you want to go watch the full or read the full mock draft, we got that little thing right there in the corner where you can go scan that. So you can go scan that and go to our web. It takes you directly to our website, and you can go find that that blog is right on our bloggers unit on there. So go check that out as well. Also, make sure you go check us out on all our social media. InsideTheHashes.com, Inside the Hashes on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. On our Spotify, we can listen to a lot of our podcasts, and of course, like I said earlier, player interviews. So, guys, thank y'all so much for checking us out. We thank everybody that checked us out today. I know LaMarcus was checking us out, so I seen you, boy. You're not sneaky. I saw you. But all our viewers today, we do thank each and every one of you guys. And Chuck, thank you for being in. He said, New to share show. Thank you. Appreciate that. News Cruise. Love the draft. Thank you guys. I do appreciate your comment on that, Chuck. So thank you guys so much. We do appreciate each and every one of you being in here. Please make sure you go check us out again. And we're gonna get out of here. I gotta look at that Twitter stuff about the Hanjaks, the Dotson going to the Senior Bowl. Man, that is some breaking news. I'm so happy about that. So we're gonna be at the Senior Bowl this year. Make sure you go check us out on here. Stay locked with us all year round for all draft stuff. My boy Keppen right there, Mr. Draft Expert right there. Thank you guys so much. I'm Jerome Jones. See you next time. Have a great night and enjoy your Thanksgiving weekend.